Howdy. So I made it home. Which is just as hot as it was at Breyerfest, pretty much. I hate summer. Um, ugh. So yeah, I don't know why I decided to do this outside. That was stupid, but I'm outside. My little patio thing. So yeah, it was an interesting year. Um, it was hot. It was very, very hot. I don't think I've ever been to a Breyerfest where it was this hot. Um, and I didn't even spend that much time out. I didn't get to do like anything Breyerfest really, aside from like a workshop and teaching my workshop and picking up my stuff. That's pretty much all I did. Um, but I still almost went down because on Saturday all I did was come into the park, went with a friend to pick up a volunteer model. We went and got some lunch by the food trucks right by the arena. Halfway through my food, I'm like, I need to go find air conditioning because I'm not gonna last down here. So, like, I felt it coming, and I'm like, and I had already about 5 bottles of water up to that point. That's how bad it was out there. So, I knew it was gonna be a trek to get to air conditioning because the closest one aside from the live feed tent was uh, the visitor center, which is a bit of a hike from the arena. So I'm like, I took my other half of sandwich and just kept walking. Made it to the center, hung out there for probably about 30, 40 minutes to cool off because, kind of didn't feel that cool in there, but probably because I was so hot. Um, so I hung out in the theater and just chilled for a minute. And then I went back to where the food was and some friends were, and I got some shaved ice and proceeded to pour said shaved ice all over my head and down my shirt. And um, I remembered I had my cooling towel with me, so I was using that too. But the problem was it would literally dry up in like a minute, and so it was like pretty much useless. So yeah, so after I got the little shaved ice and everything, it felt pretty good. And then I went into the arena and basically just waited for the raffle. Actually, I went to the Collective Club tent to get some more cold water. Cold water with my water tickets, and then I went and sat in the arena and just waited for the raffle. That's all I did that day. Usually, what did I say on Saturday? That was Sunday. Um, Usually on Sunday is like my Breyerfest day where I go and I explore the park. I take pictures of all the horses, and that was not happening this year. It was so hot. Like there would be these waves of heat that would just come through. It was like a breeze of like hot. It was no, nope, nope. Um, so yeah, other than that, it was pretty well streamlined. I dig the new process. I'm sure there might have been some glitches here and there with the QR codes and things, but it made the process like super easy. You just, if you have multiple tickets, I can see how that can get a little disorganized. Like if you're not, you should, if you're not organized, and I could see that being a little annoying. But I had two tickets, one VIP, one all access. I used the main QR code. Each person had a different scanner for each thing. They would scan the QR code, hand in my model. I was in and out, and I went on Saturday morning when it opened, about 8:45, and the line was like so long. I've never gotten there when it opened before, but I wanted to get all this stuff before I had to teach my workshop. Get my raffle tickets because I really wanted to partake in the Saturday raffle, and that would be the only time I had to get tickets. And I would be afraid that they sold out, and they did sell out, so it was a good thing I went that morning. Anyway, so 9 o'clock it opened. Everyone went right in. There was no wait. It was just we all walked in. And I went and I got my raffle tickets. I filled those out, put those in. I went and to the Collectors Club tent and checked in and got my badge and water tickets and a bottle of water. And then I went and picked up all my VIP stuff. And then I went and ate some lunch at the food truck area there by the arena. Hung out a little bit, and then went back to the car and put all my stuff in the car. And I was gonna leave at that point, but I'm gonna like pick up my all access later. But I'm like, you know what? I'm here. Stuff's in the car. Let me just go get it. So I went back in, went right through, no line, got all my all access stuff, came back out, went back to the hotel to cool off because yes, I was also very hot at that point. And I got back to the hotel at 10:30. That's 1, 2, 3. That was a lot to do from 9 at opening all the way back to the hotel by 10:30. That was just crazy to me, and I was so excited that I was able to get everything done, and I had like an hour and a half to cool off and had to go and teach the workshop. So, which went really well. So thank you for taking that again. I would hope to do that each year because everyone has so much fun. It's a big mess, but um, everyone always has a good time. And there's a couple people that took it the year prior and took it again. That's why I want to keep, figuring out different shapes that we can do and keep it changed so you can take it multiple times. This year, for some reason, when I opened up the grout powder to start making the mixes, it was gray. So that was unexpected, but it did work out. So Breyer accidentally got me gray grout when it was supposed to be white. So there was still some white left over from last year, and then 2 buckets of gray. So it wasn't going to be enough white or enough gray. So, and I didn't want to start some people with white and then they would need more and they'd have to put gray on top. It would be a disaster. So what I did was just mix the white into all the gray, and it worked out great. And actually, it looked pretty good. It made the sparkle gems pop more. So I kind of liked the gray gesso. So now I know I can work with with what they give me. So yeah, that was a blast. And then the live feed with Kimber was also a blast. We had a great time. If you want to watch that, that was on Saturday. It's about a quarter of the way in from the end. It went really well, and it was really funny. So definitely check it out. Other than that, I'm home now and still in the midst of unpacking. I'll probably do another video of all the loot I got, although I didn't really buy much this year. I just wasn't in the mood to shop, and I had so much from last year that I don't really need anything, and I'm trying to like slow down on this and trying to pivot somewhere. So it wasn't smart of me to go start spending money on bodies again because I'm not going to need them. So I didn't do much shopping, and I also heard from a lot of people at the Artisans Gallery, even at the Mojo Dojo, that like sales were weird this year. Not many people sold a lot. Very weird. But I have a feeling it was because it was a man year, and the one time I was at the gallery when I had the booth, well, I think it was like the second time I had the booth at the gallery. It was a man year, and there was a lot of interest but no sales. And a lot of people were describing the same thing this year. And I think it's because people get in for Nan at like, Sunday, Monday, and rooms are open, et cetera, and they've already spent all their money. Or they've already spent all their money on the extra hotel nights. So it makes sense on why sales wouldn't be as great on a Nan year. But still, it's just weird. So I don't know. Kind of sucks for those. Well, I also didn't sell anything. The only thing that sold for me was Prismic Aurora, which was the little rainbow Django. So all that stuff's home. All my volunteer models and special runs and all that had to take home, which had me freaking out because I couldn't fit everything, and I was not going to buy another luggage this year again. I have so many luggages now, and I wasn't going to pay like $70 on top of the extra $40 that I had to do to check it. And then I calmed down and realized, just check my carry-on, and then that way I can expand it and I'll carry on 2 totes on the plane. I think it was because normally I always try to not check my customs and the really expensive stuff, but I was so fed up. I'm like, you know what, it is what it is at this point. So the luggage has made it. I have not fully unpacked everything yet. They're here, so we'll see. Hopefully we don't have any breakage or anything, and everything made it back. So a couple of things, like I was selling a lot of stuff. Like I was hoping to, offload things while I was there because of the luggage space. Otherwise, if they made it home, I might end up keeping it. I don't know. I have Fighter and Survivor, but I don't know. I might actually keep it since it made it home, and I had to trouble to get it home, and I like that, so I'm gonna probably keep it. I like the surprise model. I actually like that mold. Not up to like super conga, but it's tempting. But I don't have room to conga anything else, so I'm not gonna go crazy. I will just keep the one that I got, which I got the Appaloosa, which I'm happy about. The only one I really didn't like was the dilute one. It was too pearly. I don't like when it's too pearly. I think it could have been really pretty if they left it matte or something, or chalky or something. I don't know. But and the green was weird, but wouldn't have complained of getting that one since that was the rarest one of the numbers. So, but I didn't get that one, which usually I get the decorators for some reason. So yeah, I got the Appaloosa. I'm gonna keep that at least for a while. Let's see. Celebration model I gave away to a friend because I was not packing that. No. And I don't remember what else I have. I'm gonna do another video. We can see what I have and what's still for sale. A lot of the customs will be for sale, but I took an animation job, so I'm gonna be working on an animation job now for a while. So things will probably be quiet. I don't know, probably just as quiet as they've been because I haven't really been doing much. So I'm in the midst of a pivot of some form. So we shall see. I have my sights set on a little kiln to play around with that, and maybe just quietly work on some things I enjoy. Trying to not maybe do too much resin because I can't afford them anymore. So the prices have just gone too high, and I can't. There's no meat on the bones, as they say. So I can't just buy them to paint and sell as I've been doing because they're not selling. So yeah, so it's been a interesting year. But anyway, I think that's all I have to say. So yeah, thanks for watching if you're still at this point. Me blabbering and bleh. Anyway, so yeah, it was great to see everybody, and until next year, bye.